I love seeing you two drawing. I'd say Grif takes a win for this one. Grif won. Sorry, Parker. He gave you really tough characters, but that was your downfall. Sorry, Parker, but Grif gets the W for this one.
Okay.
Boom, baby.
All right. Well, we'll see what happens in the next, which I believe we're going to have for the next couple of weekends. We're going to have a drawing
Nicktoons is on Sunday. And then next week is Simpsons. I have a good idea for future ones.
Oh, what's your idea?
So I was thinking we should actually like plan the characters ahead of time. Like so we can practice. And then on the day of, we have to draw the character doing a surprise verb. So like it'll be like Homer Simpson playing tennis or something. You know, like maybe not. Oh my God! Maybe not that specific.
You're gonna introduce props even when I'm paid to do it. I hate drawing a character doing something. That's why it's like the cushiest gig to work on, like the sitcom where it's like character A talks to character B, close up. Yeah. Wide shot.
I know you want to say the name of a cartoon so badly.
Nope. Hey Parker, what do you think of the new? This is a wild comment already. What do you think of the new Legacy Bulkhead Transformer figure? I'm divided because he looks very weird as a boxy figure instead of a round character, but he's still a good recognizable figure. Hey, here's the thing. I had to Google this, but I saw, all us true nerds, are a part of Big Bad Toy Story. We like to see when the pre-orders come out. That just went up today. He's got a weird cube-shaped body, but oddly, I love it. That said, Bulkhead, classic character, ? Recognizable character, ? He's not part of Gen 1, so Bulkhead doesn't really matter to me. I'd rather have Hound. That's what's up.
And I'm here too. You're excited for this game inspired me to buy it. And honestly, I don't regret it one bit because I already love it. So I just want to say, Nintendo, can we retroactively get some ad money for that?
Also, I'm like, this was like the game of this. I can't even say the pandemic. The start of the pandemic. This is the game of the start. I still can't believe
which
is
2 years ago.
Remember when it was like it was done and it was like a week till release and we're all just begging. We're like, please just release it a week early. Please have mercy on the world. But like it did get a lot of us through those first few hard months by giving us like kind of a stupid, silly purpose. And I'm just saying they didn't need our help, but we're glad that we sold at least one game. I think that entitles us to some shares, some Nintendo stock.
I actually, when that game first came out, I still had it set on my eShop or my Nintendo thing that people could see what games I was playing and for how long. And someone actually texted me like, dude, why are you playing Animal Crossing for like 400 hours? And so I had to turn that off because I wasn't actually playing it. I would just keep it on in the background because the music and the sound effects were all really nice.
I have kept my play history on. I think you're wise to have turned it off. But I also just am only friends with people who maybe wouldn't call it out. That said, I know for a fact when you first got Wheel of Fortune, I texted you and I was like, are you okay?
Wheel of Fortune actually, now you can see, it's actually kind of fun.
I could see why you kept playing it. It actually is kind of fun to just like, I don't know, type some letters. Like, it's not bad.
It's like, it's a game that doesn't stress you out because if you lose, there's no stakes because there's nothing to earn.
It's fine. You always get a little bit of cash and some douchey new haircut. The Goldwynn Dinner Club has my favorite YouTube channel intro. Even better than...
I actually do like that intro better than the main intro that we use.
Is this for the verses?
The verses intro with the... Where you did, Parker made that intro.
Just so you guys know, that is the end of the intro to Perfect Strangers.
Yes. Because Parker and I, because the whole point of Goldwynn Dinner Club is it's a sitcom, so we like to reference sitcoms. And that was just so funny. And I try to use it as often as I can.
It's like, even the music sounds like the end of Perfect Strangers with that like harmonica.
Yeah, but it is the Smart Club theme.
Yes, it is still that music. So
maybe a mashup drawing contest would be fun. Like characters from one franchise cosplaying a character from a different franchise.
Okay, that just sounds like free T-shirt designs for a crappy T-shirt company. I have never read this person's name on the channel before, and I have a strong feeling they work for T-Fury or like the Yeti or something. You know what I'm saying?
I will say it's a cool idea. It is like, because I have done drawings like that. I've posted them on like Instagram or something. I did like I did a thing where I swapped Mickey Mouse and SpongeBob. I think is that what I did? They like wear similar clothes.
If you have that,
no, it was SpongeBob and Rocco.
Oh yeah, if you had it, well, it's a lot of the same crew too, and a lot of the same.
First of all, I just want to say our Nicktoons one comes out on Sunday, and like the Nicktoon generator we use is awful.
It's weird.
I wanted like All Real Monsters and Rocco's Modern Life.
They gave us Carl from
Rugrats.
Jimmy Neutron 5 times. All Carl.
We had 2 Hey Arnold characters, which it would be fine for 1, but like we had 2. Yeah, and I kept having to turn them down.
And it was like, hey, Arnold. I wanted to say, if you got, speaking of drawing contests and just 2 things in the Yeti and T-Fury, if there's anything that you want any of our drawing contest sort of doodles that you want as a kind of merch, as a sticker or a shirt or something, let us know. And if it's particularly popular, we're more than happy to slap it on a shirt for you if it makes you happy. Otherwise, it's fine. Let us know when you're so excited about something that you want it, because we want to tailor it to you.
We are going to start to introduce merch very soon. We were just waiting until we got into the partnership program, and we officially are in. I guess not officially. I guess we're still waiting to get approved, but we hit all the milestones.
Yeah.
So we'll start to have like a Patreon soon where people can buy stuff.
Yeah, but and again, we would just want to make sure that whatever it is that we're giving you what you want as opposed to what we think you want. So let us know. I know somebody's mentioned mugs, somebody's mentioned a T-shirt. Like, if you're like, I really want this, or we all want this, let us know and we'll make it happen. We're here to serve you at the restaurant.
We kept the 100 sub special intro because it just had that. I'm gonna start over. I'm not gonna do the voice. I was trying to do Mau Mau and it just came out bad.
Do your impression of me. You've got to have one.
No, we kept the 1,000 sub special intro because it's just that big a deal to us.
Wow, that's very good.
Yeah, I think I nailed it. And then 1,000.01 case subscribe special. Yeah, I literally forgot. Actually, we say in that episode that I like accidentally put us in the wrong costumes.
There
were more accidents than that.
I think it's just you. You rented that tux for 2 weeks, and you're gonna get, because there was also a wedding, and you wanted to make sure you got your use out of it.
I wasn't invited to the wedding per se, but I did want to break it up, so I went.
Speak now or forever hold your peace. Oh my God, sir? Yes. I don't like it.
I'm glad you guys are still doing this at weddings. Why do they still do that at weddings? Like,
it seems insanely rude to the people who hired you as an officiant. Have you ever officiated a wedding, by the way? Because I think I think I have. I think you would be particularly excellent at it. I think what's funny is when I did that, like the groom's father was like, we're just so proud of you. And I didn't know if he was saying that to me just in general, or if he thought that I was like a real priest or something. And I'm like, no, you
should have blessed him.
I'm just wearing a suit. I did go around doing the 2-finger, like, holy statue symbol. It was fun though. It was a nice time, and it was it's kind of a front row seat to see 2 people that you care about professing their love to each other. I think you would be excellent at it. What I'm saying is, Grif is available. Book him for
I would
your
be a great priest. If any churches are hiring right now, I could put a real fun spin on it. I could just talk about video games, and I feel like I would go to church if it was just people talking about video games. Like, and then he said on TV, Metroid Dread was really good.
Look, you're having a laugh, right? You're joking. You're being flip. But here's the thing. I have genuinely thought, what if every Sunday I just rent a community center and invite nerds?
That'd be cool.
It couldn't be that bad. Hi, I'm viewer number 13. Am I gonna die? Thank you, love me. Did I read that right?
You.
Hi, I'm viewer number 13. Am I gonna die? Thank you. Love me.
Yes, you're gonna die, and I love you.
Well, here's the thing.
I don't mean that to be glib. I just mean everybody does.
Yeah, it's just a fact of life. Everybody poops. Everybody dies. You'll be all right.
Yeah. But only some people pee.
Who wants to live forever? Who dares to love forever? Is that if that peaks? I'm sorry.
I'll admit I cried a little bit watching this direct. I'm glad we'll get to have a full game with lots of things to do and collect. Well, that rhymed. Is that Dragon Quest Builders reference a joke? I've been a Harvest Moon fan for so long I've forgotten some people get stoked for activities I've been used to.
Dragon Quest Builders is not a joke.
I haven't played Harvest Moon, but Dragon Quest Builders is so fun. Dragon Quest Builders, I got so into cooking in that game that I got into cooking in real life. And now I'm a really good cook. I love Dragon Quest Builders.
I also
really
want to say,
while
we should show Dragon Quest Builders Islands. Let us know if you're interested in watching a Grif cooking episode. Ooh. What if Goldwynn Dinner Club really does become?
I want to call it Bringing with Grif.
What? Why that?
Well, because it's like binging with Bobbish, but whenever the word bringing is really similar.
So if people miss, why don't we call it Bringing with Bobish instead of Babish? So it's Bobbish. So if people misspell, they go to your channel.
Bringing with Oliver Platt's character from The West Wing.
Since you're talking about ghost stories and that such, I experienced sleep paralysis. For the first time back when I was 18. We were just talking about this before we recorded. You experienced it when you were 18. One of my sisters experienced it when she was 18, and my mother-in-law experienced it when she was 18. What is it about being 18? It has to do something
with when you're the legal age to smoke cigarettes. That must be it.
Oh my God, sleep paralysis and big tobacco. The correlation is there. It was around 3 a.m. and I was sleeping in the living room when I woke up, unable to move, after hearing a candle in the kitchen shatter. While in that state, I could swear I saw the restroom door open and it looked like a shadow came out. I was stuck like that until a car light entered the room via the window. Now, I'm not saying it was a ghost or anything, but the timing made it seem like that was the reason because my great-grandma passed away in the same place about a month prior. Yeah.
Whoa.
I've heard stuff like that, too. Hey, I will say one thing real quick, because I just keep reading on sleep paralysis. I'm fascinated by it. I ask people when they have these episodes. I have read that what you're supposed to do, if you've ever experienced it, is focus intently on moving one part of your body. And as soon as that part starts to move, the rest falls into place. That's my advice in case you ever... And apparently, super common. So it's likely that some of you will experience it. But it seems like that's 4 for 4, 18 years old. That's crazy.
Yeah. That's a weird coincidence.
Yeah.
I'm so glad y'all are talking about ghost experiences. Let me share one or two that are similar and kind of tie together. When I was younger, my brother and I had bunk beds, and I was on the bottom bunk and slept with my head next to the ladder, and my feet pointed towards my closet. I struggled to fall asleep fast and was lying there looking around. I look over and through the ladder at the vent in the corner of the room, and it's hazy. When I was little, my eyes had a tendency to get some weird, who knows what. I would have to blink away, so I tried doing that, but the white haze moved down the side of my bed and out of the way of the vent. Yeah, see, this is similar, like something about blinking too when this happens.
Shapes.
It was outside of the ladder as well. As it passed the ladder, blocked it.
Ooh, that's creepy.
I kept my eyes shut until I fell asleep. Yeah,
that's a good way to go. That's a good solution. Close those eyes.
Yeah, putting blankets over you never made sense to me. Whenever I see that in movies, I'm like, what's a blanket gonna do? Another one similar, I was awake one night again, looking around my room. It was a while after that first experience, so I figured I could mindlessly look around safely again. I look down at the end of my bed, and I see a humanish figure, a head and shoulders, the same haze as before. When it realized I saw it, it ducked down below my bed. No. Just start screaming at that point. I again kept my eyes shut until I fell asleep.
If it's sleep paralysis, you cannot talk. That's the worst. So if that was sleep paralysis, damn.
I have more. Some are mine stories from my families, but those ones make sure I keep my eyes shut when the lights are
shut those
off
eyes.
at night.
Shut them off.
I also have a creepy sleep paralysis story when I was there a few months ago, but maybe I'll share it at the
Oh,
same
they're
time.
baiting us. Don't bait
I will
us
say,
with more
I will say,
stories.
I will say we did see your other stories. He left them, or they left them in another comment, and they're really, really cool. But yeah, this everyone should check them out. I forget what episode they're on, but yeah, like, oh, I think they're on the very next episode actually. So if anybody wants to see those, just go to episode 14.
Yeah, watch Luigi's Mansion and check out their comments. It's a lot of y'all just off of this. A lot of y'all shared your scary stories, and we appreciate it. We also appreciate you being very patient with, especially me, because I was being like a total turd on our ghost debate, but I also knew that I was being a dick, and like when Grif and I have those kind of arguments, we like even at like the Titmouse lunch table, it's I don't know, like we have fun, like just building it up further and further.
I don't ever feel like I would ever expect anyone to change their mind about the reality of whether or not there are ghosts.
Yeah.
Because you either do or you don't believe in ghosts.
Right.
And because it's like, it's not a simple thing that like they can just record and just prove exist and then start to experiment on. It's something way beyond our science. It's something way beyond our comprehension.
I'm fascinated with it, and I'm fascinated with it from the perspective of people who believe, and from the perspective of people who don't believe. That's what makes it. I don't know. Yeah. It's just so you know, it's. I don't know. I find it endlessly fun. It's just fun to me. So thank you all for enjoying those episodes, especially if you did. I know we had fun recording it. This debate brings back a lot of memories of me forcing myself to be tight-lipped about this topic so as not to upset some of my closest friends who believe they've seen a ghost, or the like, oh, they're like me. To me, it doesn't make any sense. I'm so much meaner about this. So I'm like, no, you didn't. I'm the worst. To me, it doesn't make any sense why only certain people experience anything like this, when there's probably been 100 billion people who've died over the long history of humanity. How is everyone not tripping over ghosts at this point? Pretty much every explanation I've seen is a dressed up way of hand waving this or any other skeptical argument away, like explaining it through an emotional or religious connection. On one hand, you want to tell your friend that maybe there's a reason your thoughts assume this was supernatural when they can't immediately explain it, and that their familiarity with similar stories in media are a possible cause. But at the same time, you don't want to upset your friend because they're clearly affected by whatever they experienced, whatever they think they experienced. The human brain's a hell of a thing, you know. So at this point in my life, if the conversation ever comes to ghosts being real, I just express my doubts but don't really push it. Outside of insisting they always be skeptical of anyone who claims to be knowledgeable, or aliens, or pseudoscience, and wants money because of it. That was my thing. That's why I get so heated. Because they can prove it about as well as anyone else, which is to say not at all. Here's my thing. Just real quick before you jump in. You know, even listening back to our episodes, I wanted to be clear that at no point am I interested in like gaslighting somebody about what they experienced in terms of a ghost. I believe that people who tell me these stories, for the most part, there are some obvious charlatans who they'll tell you their story and they're like, anyway, you can go to my website and give me $20 a month. And it's like, get out of here. You know what I mean? That's 90% of the TV shows. But I believe people experienced what they experienced. My thing is, I feel like there's another more rational explanation for it, because we know for sure that the human mind is capable of miraculous stuff. But I am also open-minded. I even in that episode, I'm like such a hypocrite. I'm like, it's not real, and then I'm like, but that said, I don't want to find out if it is.
I would just say my cat can see and hear things that I have no idea are going on. You know what I mean? Like, my cat just sometimes is just starts clawing at a specific part of the wall. And I'm like, I have no idea what you're doing.
Just like birds can see birds can see ultraviolet light, right? They have a completely different perspective. There
are just things that our brain, like human eyes are terrible. Human eyes were originally evolved to be on fish underwater, and we've only been land animals for so long, and it's just like we don't know what we're not capable of experiencing yet. And ghosts could just be something that we're just right on the verge of starting to be able to experience, but like we just haven't gotten there yet. But like 2,000 years or maybe 10,000 years from now, when humanity has evolved a little bit further, people will be like, oh yeah, people didn't believe in ghosts back then because their brains couldn't experience them normally.
Or it's all fake. I hope when ghosts decide to haunt Parker, he's big enough to admit he's wrong. Let me tell you something. if I have if I have or have had an experience even remotely close to these, for a fact I would never shut up about it. Every day I'd be like, go! Every day I would be talking about ghosts, which is why I'm obviously like upset that I haven't. Here's the thing, I'm the 9th of 9 children. So when somebody else gets something that I don't, that messes with me. I'm real petty about it. So when people are like, I saw a ghost. No, you didn't, because it's not fair. So, hey, I'll tell you right now, if a ghost ever comes at me, you're going to hear about it.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, there are some ghost stories that I'm like, maybe that is just something in your head. But then there's other ghost stories where I'm like, well,
it's too coincidental to not.
Yeah,
be
there's too many things that I can't explain.
It's interesting. It's fascinating, especially during Spooky Month, and I'm glad you're all getting involved.
I'm not sure if I would say I'm a skeptic about the paranatural. Are there invisible jerks in bed sheets running around going, ooh? Probably not. But are there things about this world that defy logical explanation? And these labels are our way of making sense of the cosmos? Undoubtedly. That being said, Parker is yet to be haunted by ghosts, so get to it, spooky boys.
Yeah,
that's exactly what we just said.
Get to it. And here's the thing. I've seen too many, like, dumb ghost specials, interviews or whatever, where they're like, yeah, it was really scary, and then a goat came into my room, a goat man, and he was the devil, and I'm like, okay, bring it on then, because you know what I'm not scared of seeing? A goat man. Bring it on. It's BS. It's fake. It isn't real. And you know why? Do you know why I know for certain it won't happen to me? Because it can't happen to me, because it isn't real. It's the same reason I know that if I jump off a building, I can't fly, because I can't fly. I can't fly, and there are no ghosts.
You can't
Bring
fly
it on.
yet. I just think there's something to. I just think that there's something.
That is the best shit I've ever heard.
I think that there's something to. I literally just watched a video 2 days ago where a dude jumped in the air and flapped his arms, and he stayed in the air for a full 2 seconds by flapping his arms. I'm not joking. I'll find it and I'll put it on this episode, and you'll watch it right now. You see that?
Oh my god.
He's in the air. He's flying in the air.
This is why Grif is my favorite person on the planet. You guys have no idea.
The point that I'm making is that our brains are on. It's like, do you ever watch X-Men? It's like X-Men. We're about to evolve. We're like right on the cusp. Some people
I'm so much more
like
cynical
myself,
than that. I think we're done.
And some people are still like basically cavemen, like Parker, who
come on, dude.
They see fire. They see fire and they're like, fire, you know. And then I see fire and I'm like, yes, silence.
Look, you look at my giant underbite and my eyebrows, and you just know that I have not evolved. You just know that I have not evolved. All I have to say is, fire bad. I don't know.
Fire is actually great. We use it for basically everything.
God,
it literally is how we power the world.
Fire bad, and then I don't know, bash a possum over the head and eat it. Who knows what I do? Caveman Parker, here I am. What a wild week we've had. Again, like we said, more drawing contests coming up. We did complete Luigi's Mansion, so you can look forward to a complete playthrough.
Well, no, we didn't get all the booze.
Well, sorry, I meant we finished.
But we beat the game.
We finished Luigi's Mansion.
We saved Mario.
At a certain point, getting all the booze becomes an exercise.
If you've been watching the show, you know I'm not good at that. So I'm always pointing the wrong direction. I literally forgot at some point that I can't pull when I'm trying to catch a boo. You're just supposed to aim at them. You're not supposed to pull
on them.
So yeah, then we have to figure out what's going to replace those.
I'm going to tell you what's coming up is as soon as the 25th hits, it's time for Nintendo 64 Online.
Ooh, I think we're going to do Mario 64 and Ocarina of Time at the same time.
Yeah.
Just get them out of the way because they're so fundamental.
And I think we're talking about because online, I mean, we'll have to see what features it has, but on the Nintendo and Super Nintendo, you can switch back and forth between who's controlling the game. And if we can do
Yes.
that, I think that will be really fun to alternate every star, alternate every temple or something. Have a
I
really
mean, they
fun
must
time.
because they have the online multiplayer for Mario Kart set
That's
up.
true, but I saw they did not have rewind, so now I'm like, what do they have?
Yeah, but rewind might just be because rewind function is about like them rewinding the gameplay and everything. And
Yeah.
I didn't expect rewind to be on the N64. I was hopeful, but I was realistically like they can barely emulate N64 these days. Like
Yeah.
we're just not there yet.
Yeah. Well, look forward to it. Oh, what a week. Oh, what a coming week. And for Halloween on next week,
Halloween.
it's coming up at the bar. We're going to be doing something very special. Should we tell them what we're going to do so they can look forward to it?
Yeah, might as well.
We're going to
We're going to be skipping it.
No. We're going to be reading The Raven by Edgar Allan Poe as Mau Mau and Pinky on next week's at the bar.
Yeah,
So
I'm
look
going to
forward that.
lean really far away from the mic because I have heard that it peaks when I do Pinky, so I won't blow out your eardrums.
But please look forward to that, and what a great month it's been. Thank you all for continuing with us at this journey. We hope you've had a good week. We hope you've had a good Friday, and thank you for joining us, and thank you, Grif, for joining me at
Yeah, thanks, man.
the bar.
And everything's going to be okay.